who is Rhulk. An oversimplified explanation. Hit the sub button, you barbaric bastards. So, Rhulk, aside from being one of the most cocky, pretentious, self-absorbed bastards we have ever fought in Destiny 2, he's actually one of the most powerful beings we've encountered so far. I think Oryx was strong, Savathun. Bro, Savathun can't be too strong. We could have bitched in the campaign. Let's keep it a buck. Anyway, so Rhulk comes from the planet Lubrae. Now, Lubrae has 2 stars, one giving life, the blue star, and the other giving death, the dark star, or the umbral star. The Lubraeans were nomadic people. So once the Traveler came, it brought somewhat of a golden age to the Lubraeans, similar to how humanity had and the Fallen had. Once the Traveler bounced, the Lubraeans actually separated into 2 subcultures. The Nomads, which they stayed the same, they were on the outside, and the Settlers, or the Regime. We're going to call them the Regime. Now, the Regime had all the technology that the Traveler gave, and they were living good under the Blue Star, which gave them life. The Nomads, on the hand, were living in squalor, dirt balls, fighting for their lives, whatever the creatures that the Umbral Sun actually brought. The Umbral Sun brought some crazy wildlife that the Lubraeans had to deal with if they chose to stay nomads. And it just so happened that our buddy Rhulk was a nomad. So the Regime have a group of hunters that they call the Stalkers, and what they do is they go out and hunt down nomads, which is fucked up. I don't know why. One day, Rhulk's pops was actually on the receiving end of these Stalker hunting parties. They didn't kill him, they actually just brought him in to the Regime itself, and his dad started to work for the Regime. Why he did this, I don't know. I'm assuming it's either you work for the Regime or you get killed. Pick your poison. So this actually fueled Rhulk. Now, he went on killing sprees. The man went on killing sprees looking for his father, killing stalkers, killing anybody in the Regime. This actually had an adverse effect on his peers, and his peers started to actually oust him from the group because that motherfucker crazy. He actually did end up finding his father. Father overwhelmed him and brought him into the city. He had a whole court proceeding and everything. It was either A, get smoked, or B, work for the Regime. Rhulk chose to work for the Regime. He had his separate motives, and unwillingly he started to follow the sword logic. The sword logic is basically social Darwinism, very simplified. The weak deserve to die and the strong deserve to live. And if you can't protect yourself, you don't deserve to live. Basically it. So for whatever reason, his father actually switched sides again and went back over to the nomadic people. I don't know why this is, and don't ask me why. Rhulk was still in the Regime. This actually twisted Rhulk's thought process and his understanding of his father in general, and it set them into turmoil even more. He actually started to hunt down his pops. He actually ended up finding them, and once he found them on the edge of the city, which is the Abyss. Now, if you have the Wild, where the nomads live, the Wildlands, you have the Abyss separating the settlement, the Regime. So the Abyss actually separated all the nomads from the Regime. Whether this is literal or a metaphorical abyss, so we don't know if it's a cavern or anything like that. It's not necessarily stated too well in the books, but take it how you will. Rhulk's family was there. He saw his family, came up to him. His mom actually consoled him because, like I said, they were scared of Rhulk. Rhulk was killing people and shit. So although he was bloodthirsty, his parents, his clanmates, his parents, they consoled him, and they actually straight up betrayed this man. They betrayed this man, brought him up closely. Hey, yeah, it's fine. This isn't you, man. The overarching theory is they actually threw Rhulk into the Abyss because they were scared of him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there was any saving for Rhulk. And once he was falling, the people actually seemed pretty relieved. You can see in the lore tab. So once Rhulk hit the bottom, guess who found him? The Witness. The Witness gave him power, started indoctrinating him even further into the sword logic, starting to give him memories of him killing a smaller, weaker creature, him understanding why do these things deserve to live if they're weak and they cannot defend themselves. That's when he initially started to follow the sword logic. And all the Witness did was kite him into further just following the sword logic and doing his bidding for him. This ultimately ended up with Rhulk hunting his pops down, killing his family, cutting their heads off, staring at their head. It jumps crazy. I'm telling you, it's bugged out. You should actually read the books. The lore tabs are actually really good. He hunts his family down, kills them, cuts their heads off, blah blah blah, and he wipes his entire race. The whole planet Lubrae is done. That's great. We love Rhulk. So that's how he became the first disciple of the Witness. And you may notice that he's stuck in Savathun's throne world. And why is this? Well, there's a few speculations as to why he's stuck in the throne world. One being the Witness is actually punishing him for his failure with a race of aliens, basically called the Anslid. Now, the Anslid were just bug-like creatures that Rhulk tried to do the same thing that the Witness did to Rhulk to them. He tried to get a champion out of the race and have that champion wipe the race, which he did. Ultimately, it ended up failing because he ended up just killing himself because he couldn't deal with it. That's what people are speculating as to why Rhulk is stuck in the throne world, because the Witness is punishing him. I'm not too well informed on this one, and it's not backed with fact. So he also talks about the appended a lot. What is the appended? If you've done the preservation mission, who's texting me? If you've done the preservation missions, you may have heard him talk about the appended in the dialogues that you can activate. And the appended is basically just speculated to be either a super weapon or, hear me out, a world transporter. I'm one to believe that this is a world transporter because it would explain what would happen to our planets, Mars, Mercury, Titan. We're speculating. This is all theory. The pendant has the power to transport these planets to a place where the light does not reach and smothered in darkness. If you've done the raid, which I haven't, this weapon is actually powered by the birth mother of all of the worm gods. Can't remember what her name is, but anyway, this is why it's a lore tab for dummies. It's lore for dummies. I'm a dummy. What Rhulk did was dive into the deep on Fundament. That's the Hive's home planet. Another story, another day. And he found the mother of all worms. He had to kill the Leviathan that was guarding the worms. And the Leviathan is just a big ass creature that was guarding the worms. He ripped the damn rib out of this creature and he went deeper down to find the mother of all worms and threatened her with the rib. The rib is 1,000,000 times bigger than this man. He dives down, finds the mother, and he's like, hey, yo, I see you kids over there, Zol, all the worm gods, you know what I'm saying? I see you kids over there. I'm gonna spare them if you come with me and power this appendage. She's like, okay, I mean, I'm trapped in this jail. I might as well go to another one. So that's why she's there powering the appendage. There you go. That's your lore for dummies. I missed a lot. And if I got some things wrong, just let me know in the comment section below. More lore coming in the future if you guys want it. I'm Kage. Peace.